Back at the Naturopath. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Before we jump into this video, don't forget, at the end of the video, you can download some free resources that I've created just for you. The Candida Diet and Cleanse Starter Guide, the Ultimate Candida shopping list, the diet shopping list, and also the Candida Symptom Tracker, which you're going to find very useful. So these are all for free. So at the end of the video, just jump into yeastinfection.org/goodies and you can download these things at no charge at all. If you have any questions, remember you can always ask those and either I can get back to you or the team. So thanks for tuning in and we'll catch up with you at the end of the video. Eric back in the Naturopath. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Let's talk about vitamin C, one of my favorite vitamins. Vitamin C, if we think about vitamin C, how important it is, it's phenomenal. So we're going to talk about 10 good reasons why you want to take a vitamin C product on a regular basis. Okay. First, let's talk a little bit about vitamin C as it is. You know, it was only discovered really, I think 3 or 4 years before my own mum was born. Would you believe it? My mother was born in 1931 and vitamin C was actually discovered in 1928. That's not that long ago. There's a Hungarian biochemist, Albert Szent-Györgyi, and I think he got a Nobel Prize of Physiology and Medicine in 1937 for his work on vitamin C, and maybe I think it could have been the citric acid cycle. He's a very clever man. Now, since the 60s, since I was a kid, when I was 8 years old, from then probably up, since the 60s, they found over 50, probably 60,000 studies have been conducted on ascorbic acid and health. There's overwhelming scientific evidence that vitamin C plays a critical role in many aspects of human health. It's incredibly downplayed in Western medicine, and you can see why, because it's such a powerful vitamin for the immune system. There's study after study after study after study conducted, and also meta-studies, you know, involving 50 or 100 studies combined, these results that still show overwhelming evidence. This stuff should be used in hospitals, but it's not. It's probably just seen as some quack kind of product by mainstream science, but when you guys look into it more like I have, you'll find amazing. Georgie, who did the original study on it and discovered vitamin C, found it because he was doing research on adrenal glands. These are two little glands above your kidneys, and the adrenals are one of the most important and powerful of all endocrine or hormone producing glands in your body. The adrenals interface with the pituitary gland in the brain and also the hypothalamus. So these three glands make up what we call the HPA, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis. So this axis governs most of the powerful hormonal reactions that occur in your body, particularly the role of stress mitigation. So that's what the adrenals are really good at doing with cortisol. They produce cortisol, but the highest concentration of vitamin C, guess what? It's in the flippin' adrenal glands. Also in the lens of the eye and in parts of the brain, up to 60 times higher than in the blood. So you can see now where vitamin C plays a crucial role. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's just crack on and talk about the 10 things that I think are important to discuss about vitamin C and why it's good. Now, if you think about the product that I made called C3K Plus, it's way more than vitamin C. It's vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc. There are bioflavonoids in it, so it's a super powerful vitamin C formulation, giving you about 3 grams of vitamin C per scoop, which is a lot of vitamin C, but it's just about the right amount for most adults per day. Number 1, collagen and skin health. Well, if we think about collagen, this particular tissue, it makes up the bulk of our body. Teeth, bones, hair, nails, skin, everything. It's collagen, collagen. All these ads on TV, just put collagen on your face and you'll look like, you know, Kim Kardashian and all this stuff. Man, just eat apples. Just eat food high in vitamin C. You don't need to slap all these creams all over your face to look like a movie star. You need to eat good food. Collagen is so powerful. One study I read, after 12 weeks, most people noticed a noticeable improvement on their skin texture just from taking vitamin C every day as a supplement. Research I've looked at shows that about 6 to 9% on average of most people in the States are deficient in vitamin C, especially children, elderly people, vulnerable people. So as soon as you start pulling C back in your diet, you're going to get collagen problems. You're going to get like easy bruising, easy gum bleeding, fatigue, anemia, all the things that go along with borderline scurvy. So scurvy is still diagnosed in the States right now today because people have such low levels. So if you want to really keep the integrity of collagen in great condition, have more vitamin C in your diet. It's going to make a big difference. Let's talk about number 2, heart health. There are many aspects of heart health that are positively affected by vitamin C. So it's also called ascorbic acid or ascorbate vitamin C. Here's a 2017 study, for example, that concluded that vitamin C certainly prevents atherosclerosis or clogging of the arteries. A 2018 study found that when a person's having a heart operation, if they get vitamin C infusions post-surgery, they have a significantly lesser chance. I think it was like 40% less chance of getting atrial fibrillation. So the heart beating really fast. So a huge percentage drop in getting that if you get that. Blood pressure is also favorably affected. If you look at how BP is measured, systolic and diastolic pressure, might be too technical for you guys, but when we check blood pressure on people, we're checking what's the pump, actually, what's the force of the blood coming out of the heart, okay? The systolic pressure. That's the pressure at the tap. And then what about if we turn the tap off and we got pressure in the hose and the line? That's a diastolic pressure. So we can drop systolic pressure 4.5 millimeters of mercury that we're pushing up, on the scale to measure blood pressure. We can drop it that much in several weeks just by giving somebody vitamin C every day. The diastolic pressure is dropped. I think it's 1.7 millimeters of mercury. So what I'm discussing here, the millimeters of mercury, if you see how the doctor used to have those, the flip-up stands, they put the stethoscope on and they check your heart. They put the cuff on, they're pumping it up, and then they're pumping mercury up, okay? So what they're basically trying to ascertain is what's the pressure from your circulation on that pile of mercury going up and down. So it's a bit different today with electronics, but they've certainly noticed a drop in blood pressure with people who take vitamin C supplementation. Vitamin C supplementation also works favorably to help mitigate high cholesterol. So it works for blocked arteries, cholesterol reduction. It improves also, remember, the condition of the arteries because they're all collagen. So when you've got nice clean pipes, strong pipes, you're going to have a lot less burst pipes, aren't you? So it makes sense to have vitamin C if you want to prevent heart disease. Let's look at the third one, periodontal. This is a problem many people have. Go to the bathroom right now, okay? Not to, go to the toilet, but go to the bathroom and start rubbing your gums with your finger and then spit out in the sink to see if there's any blood coming out. So many people I've seen as patients had bleeding gums or tender gums. Now this can be a sign of a vitamin C deficiency. You'll find that by increasing your intake of fresh vegetables, fruits, and vitamin C, and also rubbing your gums a bit more, it's going to help to stop that periodontal disease. And for goodness sakes, get your mouth checked out like I did years ago. Go to we don't have many of them in New Zealand. You've got plenty in the States. These are the nice ladies, or nice young ladies that lay down on one of these things. They poke around, they hurt all your teeth, they check measurements, and they see what do they call them? Dental hygienist. That's the word, dental hygienist. We don't have too many of those in New Zealand, unfortunately, but I'm lucky I got one next door. Pretty cool people. So yeah, and it can make a massive difference. Now, this is the thing with gum disease. It can be a precursor to heart disease. So if you've got sick teeth, sick gums, bleeding gums, it can definitely mean that you've got an increased chance of a heart problem. Right? You really need to bear that in mind. So gum and tooth health can predict heart health down the track. Number 4, reduces duration of colds. So I'll talk later on a bit about immune system, but studies have shown that vitamin C does not cure the cold. You can't just take vitamin C and your cold's gone, okay? It doesn't work like that. But what it does do is it helps shorten the length of a flu or cold. It will reduce that duration. But in my experience, people who take vitamin C regularly all the time, they don't get colds or flus much. They've got a more powerful immune system. Number 5, adrenal health. This is a big one. Remember we talked about Sven Georgi, the guy who did research on adrenals. Dr. James Wilson, one of my friends from the States, also one of the world's leading experts currently on adrenal fatigue, gave many lectures in New Zealand on adrenal health, hypothalamic health, pituitary health. I worked out through Dr. Wilson that the adrenals contain very high levels of ascorbate. And they do it for a reason, because vitamin C is used, obviously, in the production of cortisol, when you think about it. And cortisol is one of the most potent hormones that helps to mitigate stress in your body. It helps you in so many ways. Now, it's a steroid, so it's anti-inflammatory, okay? If you think about it, cortisol, cortisone, remember the injections, cortisone injections, hydrocortisone, dexamethasone, these are all things designed to reduce inflammation and calm down an overactive immune system. When you run away from a dinosaur, when you're at Jurassic Park next and you trip and you fall, and I watched it on YouTube, I didn't like it, it freaks me out. And your heart's pounding like crazy, and your body's pumping out massive amounts of epinephrine or adrenaline, noradrenaline and adrenaline getting pumped out. And the body will make all these hormones to help you recover from stress. Cortisol is one of the most important ones on what it does for your immune health. So when you've got adequate vitamin C levels in your adrenal glands, you've got adequate ability to counter the effects of stress. Now think about that for a minute. How many of you people out there at the moment are stressed? Vitamin C makes a massive difference for recovery from stressful events, whether they're acute or chronic. And this is why I'm always trying to get people to eat more fresh produce. Fresh lettuce, everything fresh. And try preferably to get organic stuff, so you've at least got some vitamin C in there. A lot of vitamin C grown now, unfortunately with current methods, is showing not to be quite high enough in vitamin C. So if you want a powerful adrenal response, vitamin C. Number 6, infections. Major infections. If you've got a disease like sepsis, which is a blood infection, it can come from the lungs or the kidney or another part of the body. This can really, really ruin your day. Okay. Here's a 2018 study I found that when they gave intravenous vitamin C to people, it prevented organ damage. It stopped them getting sick and dying. So vitamin C can certainly do that for people. So if you've got a major infection or a minor infection, and remember the adrenals again play a role here, you need vitamin C in your bloodstream. Number 7, chronic disease prevention. Okay, so vitamin C being one of the most powerful antioxidants we can take in, apart from vitamin E, which is also in my formulation, it helps to protect from free radical damage. Now, free radicals is not a bunch of young people running around with sticks and being radical. It's basically everything that's happening in our life. Cigarette smoke, it's pollution, it's even oxygen, it's bad food, it's stress. So free radicals is basically things that come in and cause an attack on our body cells. And free radicals can create damage to our cells, and antioxidants mop up these free radicals. They soak them up basically through biochemical process. So blood antioxidant levels get pumped up 30% or even just slightly greater than that when you take vitamin C in regularly. Number 8, gout. Something I've seen so much in the past with male patients is gout. Gout's a very painful inflammatory arthritis, and you'll particularly find it affects the toes or the lower parts of the body. It can be very painful. So up to 40% lower risk. I read a study which involved over 40,000 guys. I think it was a 2009 study. Yeah, it was. Over 40,000 men. And what they found, overwhelming evidence that the guys with the highest levels of vitamin C coming in through the diet had the lowest gout risk. And the guys with the lowest levels had the highest risk. So what more do you say? So that's number 8. Number 9, cognition, memory and thinking. Also improved. Remember we spoke about the hypothalamus and the pituitary in the brain being high levels. So vitamin C is required to keep the integrity of the brain in good condition. And it does so through anti-inflammatory actions, free radical reduction. And, there are at least 8 different complex biochemical interactions in your body that depends, for every breath they take, they depend on ascorbic acid. So when you've got enough ascorbic acid, plenty of it, your brain's going to function at its best. It's also been shown through studies to help reduce or even prevent dementia from occurring. All right. And number 10, the overall immune boosting effect on vitamin C. So if you think about vitamin C, think about boosting immune. It boosts production up of hormones, which really help to power blood cells up. Cortisol, for example, has a very, very good effect on getting blood cells off their butt and doing things. Right? It's a bit like the foreman. If it sees a guy leaning over a shovel, it'll growl at him. And if the guy doesn't pick up the shovel, there could be a bit of a kick up the butt. Pick up the shovel, and that's what cortisol does. It helps to activate. So when you've got low levels of cortisol, or virtually none, you've got all these dopey people sleeping around, all these cells doing nothing, basically. So if you want to rev them up, you need the foreman on the job, and that's cortisol. So lymphocytes, for example, a particular class of blood cells, their production is boosted right up to a high level with good ascorbic acid levels. Many doctors I know in New Zealand, I know several personally, that have done intravenous treatments on patients and also highly recommend oral forms. And the feedback has always been the same. The patient, doctors tell me the patient comes back and it's just chalk and cheese. I can understand why people aren't taking vitamin C. More people are taking it. It's proven. It's scientifically proven. So don't worry about the naysayers. Try it for yourself. Vitamin C. Particularly good now in winter time to take it. 1 scoop per day, that's all you need. In a glass of water, perfect. Thanks for tuning in. It's Eric Bakker again, the naturopath. I hope you enjoyed that video. Remember, go to yeastinfection.org/goodies if you want to download my free resources I've created just for people like you. These are things I used in the clinic for patients, and you'll find them very useful. It's the free Candida diet, the cleanse, so it's a good introduction on how to set your program together. There's the ultimate Candida diet shopping list, and there's also the Candida symptom tracker. yeastinfection.org/goodies. Thanks for tuning in, and subscribe. Thank you.